Hello, my name is Frank Conrad Musumisi, and I am an award-winning singer, songwriter, performer, and recording artist. I have been in the business for about half a century now, and to date, I have recorded 12 albums and 35 singles. In 2021, I received a Best Fiction Book Award from the Accademia Literary Awards. The book was entitled Events of an Ordinary Life, and it was published by Austen Macaulay in London. In 2022, I received another literature award for my poem Awaken, and later that year, I clinched another award for my story, The Story of Billy Stoker. One of the short stories in my book is titled Feline Fever. It is this story that I am presenting to you as a standalone drama in the same vein as Twilight Zone or Black Mirror. I believe the story also lends itself as a G-rated fantasy series such as Good Witch. The story, called Feline Fever, is about a young man named Frank who is driving his brother's vintage car to a car show about an hour away from his home. On the way, an animal darts across the highway. He swerves to avoid it, loses control and crashes down an embankment and into a tree. He manages to open the door and step out of the wreck, but he immediately collapses and feels excruciating pain in his chest. As he's lying there, he notices a big black cat with deep blue eyes a distance away looking intently at him. He closes his eyes, and when he opens them, the cat is gone. But there's a beautiful girl with long black hair and deep blue eyes kneeling looking down at him. He tries to speak, but she tells him to please keep quiet. An ambulance is on its way. The girl, whose name is Charlotte, turns out to be a man-cat, which is a person that has the rare ability to transform into a cat at will. One person in every 1,000,000 people on Earth is born with this ability. Charlotte contacts Frank as he is convalescing to see how he's doing. Frank falls madly in love with Charlotte, and they begin dating. He asks her to marry him, and finding that their feelings are mutual, she tells him her secret. Frank doesn't believe her until she transforms into a cat in front of his eyes. He's shocked by what he sees, but after he recovers, he tells her he still loves her, and they decide to elope. A year later, they have a baby girl who they name Patricia, and they discover that she is also a man-cat. Now, this is a disturbing event since it is rare for a man-cat to give birth to a man-cat baby. One day, Frank and Charlotte ask one of Frank's aunts to babysit while they go to a much-needed night out. The baby is now a toddler named Patricia. On their way back home, they get a frantic call from the aunt, who is very distraught. She says she can't find Patricia anywhere. They rush home and start searching the house while the aunt sobs uncontrollably on the sofa. They check the child's room and see a black kitten walking out of a closet and realize that Patricia has transformed into her cat body. And as soon as the kitten looks at him, she transforms back into Patricia. Now, they're shocked and they don't know how this could happen, but they pick Patricia up, bring her to the aunt, and once the aunt sees her, she's so joyous and so happy, and she stops crying, and they explain she was just playing hide and seek. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and thank you for listening and watching. Feline Fever has a warm feeling attached to the stories and characters. I believe the viewer will relate to the characters because the subjects are universal, even though the circumstances are incredible. The characters and storylines will demonstrate that every moment is precious and should be cherished. As a side note, Feline Fever, the short story, was inspired by a hit single I recorded in the 80s. The song was called She's a Cat. I believe the story will make a great series. I have many episode ideas that offer both comedy and drama when coping with challenging situations arising from a life in an unconventional family. The end of the video contains my email address and other contacts. Links to my book and short stories my website, and even a link to She's a Cat. I thank you once again for your time.